They'll be calling you a radical. Going to talk about the first nuclear reactor to go online in the United States in decades, and this scam and the corruption culture that exists inside the nuclear crime syndicate. I'm going to talk about RT is reporting now. This is TEPCO. I want people to understand that TEPCO is a front. TEPCO is a shield. TEPCO is nothing but a front. The whole dog point, oh, 4 trips over, I'm going to evacuate my van. I was screaming and yelling. 4 was on fire the day it happened. 4 blew up the day it happened. 3 blew up. 5, 6, all over Japan. Nuclear reactors and meltdowns all over. So TEPCO comes out today now and says we have 120 million pounds of freaking nuclear material, hot nuclear fission, meltdown, contamination that we cannot find. We're hoping by the year 2021 to have technology to even find it, to look for it. I'll tell you where it is. The whole time they've been pushing it into the Pacific Ocean, just throwing it into the British Ocean like they've always done. Look, this is the greatest event in human history, the greatest catastrophe in human history. Let's still build more. We have no answer for the waste. The DOE comes right up, the least of the worst reactions. We're going to put it in WIP. When WIP blew up and it's closed, they have no answers. This is just a big cash cow. Something we don't use. So this is TEPCO admitting themselves, you know, which is nothing but a shield look, the nuclear island Japan is the United States Department of Energy, which is the Department of Westinghouse, which is Toshiba, which is these globalist rats. You know, the revolving door. Monsanto's going to get bought by Bayer now. Bayer, let's go back into that evil cabal. So the Department of Agriculture, which is, we know, the Department of Monsanto. The Department of the Treasury, which we know is the Department of Goldman Sachs. The SEC is Goldman Sachs. These government agencies. So let's talk about this at t.v.a, Tennessee Valley Authority. What a crutch, and I don't mean Charles. Let's talk about this. So at Watts Bar, in 1971, this reactor started under construction. Now, the Nuclear Regulatory Committee, because we had watchdogs in, we had actual media that would report, caught the head of the nuclear rallying cheerleaders, I call them, which are a government agency, which isn't even a voted on, it's a government appointment serfdom. It's like people bitching about n.o.a.a, let's study the ocean. We have the salmon totally collapsing in freaking Oregon. Now, Oregon fishermen are going crazy, fighting with the natives up there. They're washing completely emergency clothes. Alaska, it's a major catastrophe. They're like, why is nobody studying? Look, these people that work for n.o.a.a, that work for the Marine Biology Department, thousands, including Kathleen Higley, they couldn't study the ocean if their life depended on it. These are serf-handed jobs, and all they do is fly around the country and have symposiums. I've listed their names and addresses. They're going to be in New Orleans. They're going to be in San Diego. You know, and this is these people. I mean, these incredible agencies that have these incredible serfdom jobs, these academia peer review, they just move up, they're handed all the money because they got all the money. It's so corrupt, they couldn't study the ocean if their life depended on it, and that's what they do. They're an oceanographer, they're a marine biologist. These marine biologists don't know how to study the ocean. There's nobody. They're like, what? You talk to them, they're like, you mean I actually got to do some work? I wouldn't know how to study, you know, radiation in the sea or contamination. You know, so now they've released a robot, n.o.a.a, into again, wood holes, here we go, you know, to study the toxins. They admit the tide pools are dying. They admit the salmon are collapsing. You know, and they say, oh, it's just El Nino, a made-up word, which means Spanish child boy, you know. Yeah, warm currents just completely slaughter freaking the ocean. Yeah, that happened with beings. We've had billions of them, you know, starving to death mammals. So at Watts Bar, the construction started 71. So hear me out on this. This is the corruption and the cabal of the nuclear crime syndicate that exists, and it's so corrupt. They make the banksters look like church mice. So it got caught. The head of the nuclear rally cheerleaders, as I call them, Nuclear Regulatory Commission, he got caught in collusion with Watts Bar, with t.v.a, millions of bribes. He was found guilty. He was convicted. He was headed to prison for multiple decades. Of course, he gets pardoned. Of course, he doesn't do prison, but he's done. Can't work for the nuclear reactor, can't work in the industry forever. He's done. Get this. So when we started uncovering the corruption of San Onofre, which is the poster child of everything wrong with the corrupt nuclear industry, and we started after, you know, it was leaked to me that from the inside, when I was in the bone marrow transplant, LDS dying of leukemia, leaked to me that they were cheating on the exchange. Don't let these people in San Diego or Southern California tell you that, oh, they just got caught, had a problem. No, they were cheating, trying to put $1 billion into their NRC, looting the corruption into their pocket by saving $1 billion on the freaking exchange. Not tens of millions, 100 billions. They got caught cheating. It didn't work. It blew, and some insiders in their whistle blew. They're corrupt rats, something we don't even use. So we started digging in, and it got exposed. The very guy who was headed to prison, was caught looting millions of dollars at Watts Bar in the 70s. This guy not a prison. What? He's on the board of the California Public Commissions, consulting for PG and the California taxpayer. He's on their committee, a convicted multi-felon who cannot work in the thing, who was caught, who should have been in prison for the rest of his life, who looted millions. What? Yep, on the California. This is the corruption of the. So they started this in 1971. As you know, the TVA, the nightmares they've got going on there. I mean, they got catastrophes going all up and down that freaking river. It's a nightmare. Technology, which the Obama administration is, they're looting the money out the door. Barry Antoinette let them eat yellow cake. As they're looting out the door, they come up and throw their hands up and says, nuclear's done. As Yankee closing, Belafonte in Alabama closing, Calhoun closing, every one of them say. Everyone, by the way, Diablo Canyon's going to close. This is breaking news. They've already filed the paperwork, and it got leaked to me for the decommissioning study. That's the first step. They're done. You know, because they've all come out. These are not public utilities. These are private. They loot through the government tax or subsidy through Price Anderson. They've all come up through their hands. These are we're just bleeding money. Bleeding money. Calhoun says we lost $300 million last year. It's an economical catastrophe. It's not economical. Environmental? What part of Fukushima do you not understand? He says it right there. 120 million pounds of freaking nuclear fission, gamma rays from hell. We don't even know where the hell it's at. What they've been doing, and I can prove it, and I know this, you know, nobody wants to talk to me. I like how RT interviews me all the time. My voice booms across, Million Mass March, you know, the Uncut Chronicles, that's all me. It's me. As soon as I start talking nuclear, they go right to the panty painters. That's where they all run. That's panty pay. Who are all these freaking journalists and whatever? So they come out and says, you know, and any athlete who's pointing towards the 2020 games in Tokyo, you're out of your mind. Anybody who's even traveling there, whatever's out of their mind. That place, because of the 30 million one-ton bags they've just scooped up, it's everywhere. I mean, it's a catastrophe. I mean, death. So Obama's going to go to Hiroshima. Oh, don't apologize. Well, he didn't do it. He wasn't even born yet. It's the only thing the rats lying. Marie Antoinette said true. I wasn't even born when the treaties were signed. Look, when they divided up the world, we took Japan. FDR dropped dead. He was going to share the technology. They knew Russia had the bomb. Tsar bomb, Solgarov on Balco. What was Stalin's first name? What did Churchill use? The poisoning? Boom, gone. So that was all flexing their dick at freaking Russia. What a mistake. Russia says, oh yeah, watch this. How about 100 megaton? Let's drop it to 50. Boom, 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 boom. Nuclear island. Fires burning from the Manhattan waste up in Canada. Freaking all this waste, just hide it, throw it, stuff it in Canada. Yeah, and all you idiots that still say, oh, we like nuclear. What part of Fukushima do you not get? What part of Rocky Flats do you not get? What's part of Susanna? What part of the Natas site? What time of the atomic veterans? What part of the fire in Canada? What part of all these, what part of freaking Shelburne? What part of all these catastrophes from hell? What part of Chernobyl? What part of my Iraq do you not get? What part of these nuclear waste that is everywhere and everything that is killing you and slaughter? There's no reason people shouldn't be living to be 100 years old. Bypass surgery, organ transplants, modern medicine, we're headed that way because we've irradiated the sea. You and me. Oh, storms don't rise up for the freaking ocean. The earth is round. Breaking news, fish swim. Breaking news, fish swim. You know, tuna go to sea for 4 to 5 years. Ooh, what? 5 years later, expecting 1.2 million over the Bonneville. They're going to come in at 125,000. The fishing derby up there, 5 fish. Biggest one, 10 pounds. When the legal catch to win a derby is 20. They didn't even catch 1 fish over the legal limit. Not one. Bookings last year, 400 boats, 5 days. They catch 7 fish. Dipper has no fucking clue. Oh, we just call grow them in a freaking pond. You know, we'll have these slaves pulling our shrimp. It's killing you. This catastrophe, Fukushima, the only thing the cover-up, the greatest crime in human history, Fukushima? No, the cover-up of Fukushima. Not Barack Obama should be arrested immediately. Barack Obama, look, the United States Department of Energy is Fukushima, Japan. They build up the nuclear island. The ex-emperor told me right to my, the ex-prime minister to my face. You know, he's out there, you know, crying. He's broke down. I believe in the guy, by the way. I says, right to his face, I said in San Diego, how can you be so anti-nuclear now? You know, he's sitting there right there with Gregory Shacko, who I know. The urban planner from Harvard, who's stood down, who I know. You know, so the United States CIA made me do it. Come on, the United States is Japan. Read the treaties signed. Obama even, the only thing the liar rat said when he ate his fake sushi over. Caroline Kennedy goes over there, on the 50th anniversary of her father's funeral. Stand down, stand. I know for a fact she's been told to stand down. This is the power of the nuclear cartel. I mean, the most corrupt, grotesque, evil, the banksters stole your fucking money. These people don't want to steal your money. Then they kill you with leukemia, This is a big deal. They're coming out in minutes. So you think Fukushima's going away? Oh no, it's just coincidence. The tide pools all died post Fukushima. It's just coincidence salmon collapse. It's just coincidence more dead whales have washed up on the coast of California than the previous probably 300 or 400 years combined. That's all coincidence, Kevin. All the dead pines all up and down California, all over the western United States. So radiation, they admit it. All just coincidence. All coincidence. So many of my loved ones and my friends got leukemia at that freaking fall, including myself. 2011. That's all just coincidence. Coincidence my father was a human lab rat in the Nevada test site, died of leukemia. Oh, that's just coincidence that his son gets it. Mutation on Balco. No, I mean, it doesn't mean it because it can't happen to me, Mimi. Everybody's changed their name in the country to Mimi. Hi, Mimi. How you doing, Mimi? Man, woman, child. Mimi. Mimi. Well, let me tell you, Mimi, when that cancer gets in your body, it will mow you down so fast and kill you, you won't know it hit you. These are more aggressive. They're outrageous. This is a big story. t.v.a. goes ahead, fires up. I mean, Belafonte comes right out and says, we spent, how many? They sell it for 1 cent on the dollar. It's not economical. Savannah River, the Moxie Fuel fairy tale lie that they promised us to save the nuclear 91, that we fought against it hardcore. So they're lying. Arriva, arriva. Oh, in France, that place has the technology to clean it up? No, they don't. No, they don't. They were lying. We screamed and yelled they're lying then. So Obama, while he's looting out the door, look at the budget. Look at the money he's just still throwing out. Yet he says, we're throwing up our hands on the Mox fuel, bringing it home from Japan after it already blew all over us, and we're sending it to New Mexico. By the way, Energy Solutions front running. I filed the paperwork with the SEC. I want my money. SEC has a whistleblower fee. That's front running. I know for a fact Governor Herbert in Utah and Energy Solutions here in Utah, who's headquartered in Salt Lake. And by the way, I want people to know, I give names and addresses and I get in these people's face. They're scared the fuck out of me. Blue Castle, I put the dagger in Blue Castle. One guy, look up the videos. I go right in their face, put the camera right legally, why they're in lobbying in the Utah State Legislature, why they're lobbying anything illegal. I put the camera right in their face. They've said, all right, they're afraid of me. They're scared to death because they know I have a YouTube camera. They know I'm going to expose them. They know I'll call them out by name. I'll show up at these events and I'll go right in their face. And I'll articulate and I'll throw them up on YouTube legally. And they know how corrupt they are and they're afraid of fucking Jeff. They know that this is a corrupt. They know this is a shakedown. They know this is a lie. Yet these people travel all over the country. They work for n.o.a.a. They work for, it's called the American Nuclear Society. They're all serfdom rats right here in freaking Atomic City, Idaho, at freaking the lab at Los Alamos, Livermore. Oh my God, I'm down there all the time. Those evil, sick fucking rats. They all know they're corrupt, evil scum. None of them know how to work. None of them know how to do anything. It's just free money. The weapons designer at Livermore make $1.5 million a year. $1.5 million a year. They don't do anything. Nothing. So it's unbelievable, outrageous how they play. It's just free money. So we'll stay on this, and here it is right in your face. No, it's just coincidence Pacific Ocean's dying. That's all. It's just coincidence. Yeah, it was dying from all the other shit that's been dumped into it chronically, but in this acute fashion. The epic denial this country's in is unbelievable. t.v.a. They're still building. They still. I mean, why they're all shutting down. Yankee, Fitzpatrick, freaking Cahoon, San Onofre. You can go on and on and on. Savannah River. They're all for throwing up their hands because it's not economic because the solar already took the field a long time ago. They just bleed money and poison the earth, and there's no answer for the waste. So why they're all closing and all going down? One fire's up that's been being built since 1971. Think about the billions that have been looted. I mean, such a scam. Stay tuned.